There we go. You think at this point I would be so good at that, and I'm not. Okay, so this is one of my favorite topics, and it's the one thing that I get asked about the most, and it's the one thing that I actually think takes people out of the game with manifestation, especially the way that I do it. So this concept of being in alignment is what feels good, but a lot of times we're doing something and we're like, that's in alignment because it feels good in the moment, but it's not in alignment with the outcome we want. So a great example of this is like, I want to lose weight, but I'm going to sit on the couch and eat potato chips because that feels good in the moment. And then telling yourself, well, I attract how I feel, so that must be in alignment because it feels good. And I want to differentiate this because, first of all, there's a lot of people out there teaching manifestation in that way. I mean, not telling you to sit on the couch and eat potato chips, but you know what I mean? Like, it's all about how you feel. And it is, but then they don't leave room for what feels good in the moment out of fear or out of alignment. Like, they're basically lying to themselves and being like, well, it feels good, it must be in alignment. But really, it's coping, or it's fear, or it's something else, right? Are you guys picking this up? Yeah, and this has come up 3 times in private sessions. They're like, I get it, but I don't. Like, can you do a training over like, you know, this part of like feeling good and attracting what you feel? And guys, it's not about feeling good in every moment. Okay, I'll be very honest. Eventually, I look at like manifestation as like levels almost. You will get to a point where your job is to only feel good. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have bad days. Like, I had a really rough week. I've been really sick. But when I check in with what I want, when I check in with the money I desire and the success I desire and how I'm doing business, that all still feels good. Do you see the difference of holding what feels good based on what I'm manifesting and what I want versus what feels good in the moment? Because if I sit here and say, well, you guys should only want what feels good in the moment, well, I'm setting you up for failure because you're going to have bad days, you're going to get sick, like things are going to go wrong, right? But you will, but you will get to a point in your manifestation journey where you are feeling good more than you're not. Like, when I'm out of alignment, I catch it and I come back very quickly. Whereas it used to take me out of the game for like days, weeks, months at a time, because I would be out of, right? I would be out of alignment. And then I'd be like, I'm out of alignment because I'm not feeling good. And oh my God, I'm not feeling good. So I must be out of alignment and I'm going to attract all the bad things. And like, now the world is ending and I'm, you know, like whatever. And it just spirals. And then there's so much judgment that comes with that, which further takes us out of the game. So I want to context you right now to separate that out and just look at it and be like, that is my cute little brain, my body, my nervous system. That is not me. Okay, this is how my brain and my body and my nervous system learn to protect me and get my needs met, but it's no longer serving me. So start, like, instead of judging yourself for being out of alignment or feeling bad, can you look at it as like, it's just like a physiological thing? Like, and Kelsey, you have a background in NLP and hypnosis. You understand, like, there is a like people get physiologically addicted to things. Like, it's a physiological habit, right? Like, you've been doing something over and over and over again. And this is a neuroscience thing. This is neuroplasticity. It reinforces that pathway. When this happens, it makes me feel this, so I respond in this way. And the more we do that circle, the deeper, like, imagine taking your finger and drawing it in the dirt or the sand, right? Or the dirt. And the more you do it, the deeper it gets. That is a neuropathway. Our job is to be like, stop, clean up the neural pathway and create a new one, right? And then reinforce that one. Okay, so if you're not where you want to be, it's your cute little brain, your cute little nervous system. Take the pressure off of you. And what I've come to realize, I'm actually going to put together, I've been wanting to do this for a while because people are in my inbox daily asking me for recommendations. This stems from when I was like in high school, where like even my like aunt and like older people would call me for recommendations. And I was like, I'm just going to put together an Amazon storefront with all of my recommendations for different things. So it'll be like, I'm going to put together a coach's toolkit for your nervous system, because what I've realized in the past week with all my private calls is everybody's struggling with scaling and holding because their nervous system isn't regulated and it doesn't feel good. right? And it's like, well, you guys won't trust yourself to sell and scale if you're like, oh my God, I'm barely hanging on as it is. How could I take on more? So I want to do a toolkit, and it's going to have like a book recommendation. It's going to have an acupressure mat recommendation. I don't have them in right now, which is weird, but I have these headphones, or not headphones. They're, what do you call them? Like earplugs. There we go. Loop earplugs have not only saved my life, I've recommended them to like 5 people. They have literally saved my best friend's marriage. She's super sensitive to noise. So I wear them all the time. They're super comfy, but you can still have a conversation, but it blocks out all the background noise. So if you're super sensitive to noise like I am, I want you to understand that that is a nervous system regulation. That is not a you thing. That is a nervous system regulation thing. And so I'm going to just put together a toolkit, and these are all the things, these are the supplements I take. This is like how I came up with this information. Like, this is the book I read, like from a doctor, like just so everyone, especially women, our nervous system start to feel safe. So that's coming. Just know I'm super excited about it, because I'm starting to realize how many people don't even realize how dysregulated they are. That sounds terrible. I don't mean to like project that on you guys, but if you guys notice yourself, you're like, I know what to do and I'm not doing it, or I'm not showing up, that's probably why. I would really actually just ask yourself right now, like, feel into your body. How is there a part of you that's like that thought of taking on more clients, more money, more work? How does that feel in your body? If you immediately go, then there's a problem there. So drop that in the chat. Like, how are you guys feeling about that? And just, Kelsey, just so you know, the chat is not recorded. So just so you know. So yeah. So it does feel scary to you? Yeah. Yeah, guys. And it's a nervous system thing. So it's like, okay, number one, taking that judgment off of you and putting it on your cute little nervous system. Number two is being aware of it and being okay with it, because I think there's so much buzzword and like things going on with nervous system regulation right now that it's become a thing where people are like, well, that's not me, like, does that make sense? Where like things get buzzwordy and people are like, oh my God, everybody's talking about nervous system regulation. But guys, in my experience, and the women that I work with, almost all of them experience it on some level, including me. And I know that my clients are a reflection of where I am in my mirror. So that was something for me to look at, and like, shit, even my high level clients are like dealing with this, right? So I'm just going to read through the chat. Makes a lot of sense. Important not to take on more. Good to notice, right? And then the question becomes, well, if I want more, I want to grow more, scale more, do more, what do I need to do for my nervous system to feel safe while I do it? That then becomes the question, right? So just so you guys know, I know we kind of got off on a tangent there, but just wanted to let you guys know. So, okay, I'm going to ask these questions again, and I just want you to drop them in the chat. They're kind of already what I asked, but I just want to get like back on track with this. So who here has heard or thought that manifesting is the law of attraction and you get what you feel? Drop in the chat if you're like, yeah, I've heard that, or yeah, that's how I thought it was, or whatever. I'm just curious where the baseline is. Yeah. And did anybody ever get confused about that? I've had people literally reach out and be like, but if I feel good, but the thing that I'm doing is not good, like, how does that work? Or how do I hold the duality of like, what if the thing that doesn't feel good, because our growth edges don't always feel good, how to know if that's in alignment versus like fear? Does that make sense what I'm asking? And so I want you guys to start asking yourself, yeah, it's confusing. Okay, so here's a really good way. Okay, so who here has done a thing in the moment that felt good in the moment, right? Like, this must be in alignment because it feels so good. And then later you regretted it. That's how you know. That's how you know, right? So if there's regret later, and or like, I get in the habit of asking yourself, is this moving me closer to my goal, to what I want? Because if it's not, it's out of alignment. So get into the habit of asking yourself not what feels good in the moment, but what, like, check in with your goals, check in with the money that you want. And is what I'm doing in alignment with that? So for example, like I said, I was sick, I was in bed, I felt like shit, like human form felt like shit. but I would check in with like, oh my God, I'm building this new Facebook community and I'm launching this and I'm doing that. And that feels so good. Do you see the difference? So if you will regret it later, it is out of fear. It is out of old patterning. It's out of alignment. And your cute little brain's just telling you it's in alignment because it feels good, right? Are you guys getting this? Yeah, blows your mind, right? And there's so many people out there teaching manifestation without this caveat. Yes, we do attract what we feel, but then there's no room for our growth edge. And that's just sabotage. Like, we can't just run around being like, well, I'm never going to do XYZ in my business because it doesn't feel good. Well, that's not how that works, right? So the question then becomes, well, how do I feel good while doing the things that don't feel good? Can I be okay? Like, can I just be okay with it not feeling good? And or what practices and support and tools do I have to navigate? So tapping is a really good one. If you feel like you're like, I need to go write content, or I need to go live, or I need to do this. Tapping to feel better for me, tapping to like help my body relax. An acupressure mat, me and Jen have talked about this so much. Like, I am in love with my acupressure mat. I literally lay on that thing like 10 times a day because it gets me into my body. So if I'm feeling overly sensational, I'll do that, and I'll do tapping. And I'll also root back into service about why. Oh, did you get the mat? I know, I don't know if you were on the call when I was talking about how I'm going to do an Amazon store. So you guys will have all my stuff that I use for all of this. I love that mat. Like, I'm telling you, it saved my life. Yes, I used to feel horrible after negative comments on TikTok. It brought me down for days. And now I react so much. Well, good. And good to notice, like, good to celebrate those changes too. Like, even the small things. Like, to me, when I first started my business, like, I wasn't quantum leaping all the time. A lot of my success came from being like, wow, a month ago, I would have responded differently. I would have acted differently. That would have taken me out for days. So celebrate that. And again, we celebrate it from grounded, like, gratitude. I'm so proud of myself, but we're not like running around like a kid on Christmas, like grounded excitement, right? Okay. So again, I just want to recap from neuroscience. We want to create neural pathways that make us feel good doing the things we know we need to do to move forward in our business. And I know that sounds really weird, but we're going to dive into that. Drop in the chat if you guys are like at all confused, let me know. But totally, today I was so proud of myself. Good. I love that. And it's going to move you so much. Like, when these little things no longer bother you, like, guys, people, like, have you seen the way I've been showing up lately? It's sassy as fuck. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't like it. But guess what? For every person that unfollows me, 2 or 3 more follow me, and they're my people. They're the people that want me to be sassy. They're the people that want me to shine the light on the things that are going to move them forward. Like, this sounds kind of harsh, but I'm not here to be your best friend. I'm very heart-centered. I love you all, but my job is to get you to the next level with money and business because that's what you hired me for. And sometimes that includes me being sassy and shining light on the things that, like, you don't want me to shine the light on. But I do that out of service more than I care about being liked. Like, for those of you that are mamas, you understand that. Doing things to your kids that, like, you know that it's the best for them and they're not going to like it, but you just have to be okay with that, right? That's what a real mentor is. There's a lot of people parading around as mentors being like holding people and coddling and, like, I mean, if that's your vibe, cool, but I want to get my clients results, and those people usually don't get client results. So just saying. I feel it. Yeah, I had a hard thing in my business that doesn't feel good, but it's in alignment. Good to notice. Good to notice what's in alignment and feels uncomfortable versus like, well, this is out of alignment. You guys have to start discerning what's uncomfortable because it's a growth edge versus actually what's out of alignment. And that kind of loops back around to nervous system stuff and trusting your body and your wisdom. For those of us that are trauma survivors and or have chronic health things, it's hard for us to trust our bodies sometimes. Like, what is it that my body's trying to tell me? But as you do it more, as you show up in a container like this, as you do these things, you start to know, you'll start to get it. You'll start to be like, okay, that makes sense. Okay, I'm getting what she's saying. I got it, right? Okay, just reading through the chat. Been in the hard stuff, but right now. Yeah, right. And it comes in waves. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, there's been times in my business where I was like, that was fucking hard, like, fuck. And then it's like a learning. But you will get to a point in your business where you almost get like, I don't want to say addicted, that's not the right word, but like when things are too, okay, there's a difference between easy and easeful. I am not going to tell you that you are going to build a 6 or multi-6-figure business and it's going to be easy. Easeful, on the other hand, is doing the things that you know you need to do without resistance. Do you see the difference? I am not saying it's going to be easy, but when you're in alignment, it feels easeful. Yes, until you get over your growth edge, there's going to be resistance and that's going to feel uncomfortable. But the intention is to be like, wow, I used to get so sidetracked by this and now I can come back to center and now it feels easeful. Does that make sense? So now where I'm at in my business, if things feel too easy, I know I'm not challenging myself. I know that I'm in my comfort zone. You don't have to go there. That's just where I am in my business and my growth, right? But eventually you kind of get there as a business owner, especially a business owner that wants big things, right? Yeah, nervous system doesn't love the alignment. My mind gets good and good to notice, right? Body and brain out of alignment. It's like my brain is, and that's usually what it is, right? Your brain will be like, this feels good, do it. And your body's like, I know this isn't in alignment, but it feels good at the moment. Like your body will tell you. And sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes it's your brain, right? Okay, so now all I want you to do, you can drop, okay, I would write it down and then drop the biggest one in the chat. I want you to take inventory. I want you to take inventory of all the things that you're doing and just write them really quickly so they kind of flow from your unconscious. Don't overthink them. I want you to write all the things that feel good in the moment versus like, I do this thing because I think it's in alignment for my business and the money I want because it feels good in the moment, but it's not. I'll give you a good example. So doing your social media, I had this happen recently with a client. So she was like not wanting to hand off her social media, even though she knew she needed to. So I was like, well, how much time are you spending on your social media? And she told me how much time. And I said, okay, now go back, reverse engineer. How many clients are you getting from your social media posts specifically? 0. But she's like, but I love it. It's my way to like articulate myself. Like I love writing. Well, that's great. But if your intention is to create more money and scale your business, and you're putting all your energy into something that's not actually scaling your business, there's a deeper thing here, right? So in her mind, it was like, well, I'm doing something I'm working on my business by doing social media. But the social media she was doing wasn't actually getting results. So it was really out of alignment. But it felt good because she was like, I like it. Are you guys picking this up? Are you understanding what I'm saying? Of like, that's a form of self-sabotage. Choosing to spend time on the things that are not actually moving the needle in your business and towards money. So I want you to write down all the things that you're doing that you're like, that's actually not helping me. It makes my brain think that I'm actually doing something good because I was working, but it's not actually doing anything. So I want you to just write down as much as you can. And that can be like physically in your business, but it can also just be like mindset or like, the way that you think about things or how you see things. Like just what are the things that like you thought were in alignment, but they're not. And then I want you to drop the number 1 in the chat. I just want to help you like get over that and be like, okay, we're no longer doing that. Like you can just put that down. This is why my clients at Quantum Leap, this is why, because they take shit off their plate that isn't moving the needle forward, that their cute little brain was telling them that they needed. You don't have to make more or work more to make more, guys. That's a society thing. That can be your truth if you choose it to be your truth, but you can choose another truth and you can choose another belief system and you can choose another reality. I don't work that much and I make good money. And a lot of my private clients and some of my clients in this container, have literally, what did like Holly say? She said that she's made 75% of what she made last year already, not working more. It's an alignment thing. It's an alignment thing. And I need you guys to start clocking what it is that's really sabotaging. I know it's scary. Like, what? No, I'm working on my business, but really it's not. Like me, I love to write everything down. I just bought like a new notebook like 4 days ago and I'm almost finished with it. Do you know how much time I spend writing lists and then reorganizing the list and then rewriting things? Is that actually doing anything to help me in my business? No. It's an old pattern to help me calm, like to get everything out of my brain. So it's like, well, Farron, go to yoga instead. Like stop using like a whole notebook in a week. Like, come on. And that's not to say I don't sit down and journal intentionally, but like I'm just like almost like doing it like compulsively to like calm myself. What's a Notion dashboard? I don't know what that is. Is that like a software? Is that a thing? Oh, I'll have to look that up. Okay, guys, everybody, Notion dashboard, look that up. Oh, what? How do I know this? Oh, it's a planning tool. Okay, all right. I'm not sure, but I'm aware since our last session that I'm in more of a restful, trusting place now, striving less with less angst. Yeah. So it's a mindset thing. Yeah. So I want to embrace a new place. Yes, that is perfect. And I want you to also just root in to it is a mindset belief thing, but the way that we do mindset in my world is the mindset and how it feels in your body, right? Like a lot of times people are teaching mindset, like fake it till you make it and mantras in your body is like bullshit. So be mindful of that, of like your mindset is so important, but it's more important how you feel in your body while you have these thoughts, while you have these things, right? Right. Yeah. Yeah. Whole body, right? I love it. Need to learn more. Okay. Do you know from your body with 100% certainty that that's true? Because I guarantee you it's not. So what is that? What is it trying to protect you from? Yeah, you know, right? But your cute little brain's like, no. Now, guys, I love to learn, but I have to be very, very discerning between when I'm doing it to prove versus when I'm doing it because I love to learn. Like I read like a book a week. Like I am insane, like insatiable quest for knowledge. I've been like that since I was a kid. But it can get to a point where it's actually hindering me. So I have to be very mindful and discerning over that. Okay. So now we're just going to dive into the process because I'm so excited. So do you guys have your one thing? Like this thing isn't serving me and I'm letting that go. On a scale from 1 to 10, drop it in the chat. How okay are you with letting this go? 10 being like, yeah, I'm ready. Notice if it's low. Notice if your brain and body is like, no, that's my protection mechanism. Don't take that away from me. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much are you ready to let that go? Whatever it is that you thought was in alignment, but now you know is not. Good to notice. So if you try to move it, what happens? What? There's a lot of fives on this call. What? Okay, fives mean 9 things. Yeah, yeah. Super common that your heart will feel sad in these processes because you're grieving old parts of you, parts that we've been attached to for a very long time, and parts that have probably protected us and saved us, right? Especially like trauma survivors. Like there are parts of us that are no longer in alignment with where we're going, but we don't feel safe to let them go because they protected us for so long. So it's super normal. And I would even go as far as to say good, that if you feel sad, that you're in that grieving process and you're ready to let those parts go. Good. Good to notice. I think that is a fabulous one for you. Good to notice. Okay. So we're just going to tap out this. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I've got to grab my charger. I thought my computer was plugged in and it's not. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Oh, where'd you guys go? Oh, there you go. Sorry about that. Okay, guys. All right. So you guys, thumbs up or drop in the chat. Let me know you have your thing. I need to know that like you guys had your thing. Okay, cool. All right. So we're gonna tap out this idea that we don't want to let it go, or it's not safe to let it go. And then we're going to tap in the feeling of abundance. And guys, abundance is so amazing because it's different than money, it's different than income. Yes, income and money can fall under the umbrella of abundance, but abundance is so much more. It's like this overflow of all the things. It's like overflow of joy and like connection and freedom and money, like all the things, right? That is a really powerful place to manifest from. And I want you to notice when we go into abundance, not now, but when we go into abundance, if you feel overly sensational in that place. Okay, so let's just start by tapping out and then we'll go into abundance. So you guys know the drill. I'm going to tap on like random places. I don't even know where I'm going to tap. It's very intuitive. You guys can mute me. You guys can tap at your own pace or tap on different points. Follow what feels right for you. Okay, but just setting the intention that I am tapping out the idea and the belief system that I cannot let go of these things that are actually not moving the needle forward in my business or in my life, right? So however you want to say that, that was kind of wordy. So like I would take a minute to just set your intention in a less wordy way, like letting go of what's no longer serving me, letting go of what's out of alignment for me and my highest good or my money, like whatever. Set your intention. And we're just going to tap it out. You guys ready? Hold on, I see it, some of you writing, so I'm going to wait. I'm so proud of myself for showing up. I didn't have a voice this morning, so go me. All right, you ready? All right. By the way, before we start this, I just want to tell you, I do not do this because I'm overworking. I do this because this is probably the one thing in my day that's going to give me energy and make me feel good. That's why I show up for you guys and do this, even when I'm sick. I almost had to reschedule, but I was like, I love this. This gives to me so much. So just wanting to let you guys know. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. So here we go. I'm just noticing that I have some resistance to letting go of the things that are actually not serving me. They are not actually moving me in the right direction in my life or in my business or with money. Somewhere along the way, I bought into the misunderstanding. I bought into the misunderstanding that I needed these parts of me. I needed these belief systems, and I needed these thoughts, feelings, emotions, and sensations to protect me. I see clearly now that they were there to protect me, but they are no longer serving me. They're actually sabotaging me. They're actually making my brain think that I'm doing something good because I'm working, but really it's not moving the needle. And I am so ready to let that go. Letting it go now, feeling it drain into the earth, let it go, let it go. Peace. We're going to do a few more just to make sure it's all gone. Okay, starting at the top. You know, now that I think about it, I actually have more than a few things that I've been doing that aren't actually moving the needle forward. They feel good in the moment. They make my brain and body, actually just my brain, maybe my body, makes my brain feel like I'm doing something, like I'm doing work. But when I sit back and I look at the results, it's not actually getting me results. It's a sense of control. It's a sense of doing work. And I'm so ready to see it differently. And I'm so ready to let go of any actions, thoughts, feelings, emotions, and sensations that are not getting me closer to my goal. Letting all of that go now. Literally feel it drain into the earth. It's not yours anymore. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Peace. Somebody's having a really big shift right now. I don't know who it is, but oh, okay. One more time. All these things that I see that I feel like I need to do. But when I really slow down and I really think about it and I really feel into my body, They don't need to be done. Either I can take them off my plate, I can outsource them, I can hire them, I can just let it go, because I know that when I'm in true alignment with what I want, I'll know the thing that I need to do to move me forward. And I'm ready to experience that now. I'm ready to experience what it is that I need to be doing to actually get what I want. Breathe in, breathe out. Yeah. So just notice if your body wants to move, shift, shape, whatever. Now we are going to tap in a sense of abundance. And I want you to notice when we finish and abundance is installed, if it feels too overly sensational. If it does, there is a problem with holding. Remember, we talked about this earlier. Does it feel uncomfortable to have like more money, more clients, more success? This is how you know. Okay. Has everyone here felt abundance before? Drop it in the chat. Do you guys know what that feels like? The sense of like, everything's perfect. It's all overflow. I have everything I need. Okay, so you guys know what this feels like. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to tap, and I'm going to guide you through an imagery exercise while we tap. Okay, here we go. I am just feeling so abundant. Abundant in my body, abundant in my brain, abundant in my mind, abundance in all of my parts. And as I feel this abundance, I want you to notice any colors that come up, any sensations in your body, any emotions, any images or memories. So you're just feeling abundance, attaching it to a color, and noticing any sort of sensation, emotions, images, or memories. And I just want you to keep tapping this feeling of abundance until you feel it click in. Something will happen and then you'll feel it kind of like lock in. It's safe for me to feel abundant. It's safe for me to feel abundance now. Abundance is always in my reach. And actually, I can create so many amazing things and serve so many amazing humans and make so much money from a place of abundance. It's so safe for me to live from abundance, serve from abundance, and do business from abundance. In fact, that's my intention moving forward, to ground into abundance and service. It is safe for me to feel abundant. It is safe for me to feel happy. It is safe for me to feel joyful. It is safe for me to feel good, even when I'm doing things that feel scary. It is safe for me to have abundance. I am so safe and I'm so supported and I'm so abundant. I know what abundance feels like in my brain and body, and I can choose to feel it anytime I want. There it is. Did you feel it? Do you see what I'm saying when something clicks in? And if you didn't do it quite yet, keep going. But something will click in, okay? So how does this feel in your body? And I want you to notice if it feels really good, but almost like a not there. Keep going. Try it in your own words, because sometimes my words won't resonate with you. So mute me if you need to. So I'm going to give you like a multiple choice. So how sensational does this feel? Like A, feels good, but yes, a tiny, yeah, okay. So notice how sensational this is. So it's like, yeah, it feels good and safe and calm is the first. So number one, good, safe and calm. Okay, sorry. Let's go back. One is like, I don't feel it. Two, so we're gonna have 1, 2, 3. Two is like, I feel it and it's good, safe, and calm. And three is I feel it and it feels overly good, overly sensational, like almost like a drop how you're at tidal wave. Good to notice. I thought a few of you might 1.5. Good. Guys, you threes, this is a holding thing. I'm curious if I ask you, what is it that you need? What is it that your body needs? to hold abundance in a calm way where it feels good, but like calm. And just notice what comes up. Because I can go ahead and tell you that if that feels overly sensational, that's blocking you from more money and holding money. Good. I like that. I'm not used to dreaming big. Okay. So what do you need to give yourself permission to dream big? Is that work that you go and do with your younger self? Because I feel like that's a very old story. Like you can't just have big things. You can't do big things. That's not for you. Yeah. So how do you want to give yourself permission? And that might be, you've done this work in My Containers before where you go back and you sit with your younger self and you sit and talk with her and you're like, hey, whoever told you that, that's their own story. It's not yours. And then give her whatever she needs to have permission to go big. Guys, I'm telling you right now, this one thing right here will change everything. You guys literally just told me abundance almost doesn't feel good. It feels like too much. Find the story behind it. Is it like, so I know Heather's like, I wasn't allowed to dream big, or I don't know how to dream big, or I didn't dream big, whatever the story is. But notice if it's like, I'm not worthy of this, or I have to work harder for it, or it can't just be easy. Like, what is your story? Life is meant to be a struggle. Yeah. So on a scale from 1 to 10, those stories that you have, how willing are you how willing are you to let that story go? Notice if there's resistance. So 10 is like, fuck yeah, I'm ready. But notice if there's resistance. Notice if the number is low. Yeah. So what is it getting by being there? How is it protecting you? How is it serving you? Yeah. Yeah. And that's come up in I think that came up in our private session, right? Yeah. Yeah. So that's a big one for you. So continue to work on that. Not prepared for the big. Oh, good to notice, right? Like I want the big, but not at the cost of my peace. That's a good one to notice. Talk about parts work right there. Yeah. I can't everyone and say no, like I have been doing in my business. Good. Good. I know, I feel like we've talked about this before, and I feel like you're probably you're probably gonna be like, no, when I tell you this. But the one thing that changed that for me, you're about to laugh so hard. It's when I read Soul of Money. I know that you have your own relationship with Lynn Twist, but I don't exactly know the details, but I know that you were in conversation with her at one point. But that story, so guys, for those of you that don't know about the Soul of Money, it's a book and there's a story, and I want to share it with you guys because I think it might help shift some things for you. So she arrives in India, and if you don't know much about Indian culture, they have a caste system that has been outlawed since like what, the 70s, 60s, 70s, 70s, I think. But it's, even though it's illegal, it's still very much prominent in their everyday life. Like it's so ingrained in their culture that even outlawing it couldn't do it away with it. So you have the untouchables, which are literally bottom of the barrel, like don't even touch those people. They're cursed kind of people, all the way up to like there, and you can't marry outside your class. Like it's a serious class system, right? It's called the caste system, but it's a class system. And anyway, so Lynn Twist shows up to meet like a very important person in India, like equivalent of like a Dalai Lama, like a very important person. And she gets to the airport and there's so many beggars. Like, I don't know how much you guys know, but above the untouchables is the beggar caste. And they are just like the worst shape. Like I'm about to drop some serious craziness on you right now. In India, if you were born a beggar, a lot of times like their parents will chop their kids' arms off or gouge their eye out, not to be mean, but because they're like, you were born a beggar and we want you to be the best beggar. If you're going to be a beggar, we want you to be the best. So I know it sounds fucked up, but it's coming from a good place. I'm not saying it's okay, but just to context you on the story. So she's getting there and there's all these beggars. And the guy who's supposed to be like the Dalai Lama is not even looking at him, stepping over them, just walking through, not a flinch. And she is mortified. Like, what the fuck? And so they get to the office and he immediately is like, hey, I can see like you're like, upset about this, but let me explain. So he goes into like the history of India because it is important for people to understand the background and why they are the way they are. And he said, if I stopped and gave them my attention, not only would it drain my energy, I couldn't actually help anyone. Like, it's kind of like the old thing, like, you want to help people, teach them how to fish. Don't give them the fish, teach them how. He was like, so not only by giving them money am I perpetuating the cycle, but it's draining my energy. And when I have energy, when I'm in alignment, I can change things at a system level to actually get them education or help or change on a different level. Is that better than helping one or two or three people in the airport? Guys, your energy is important. That for me, because I am such a bleeding heart, I'm the most empathetic person you'll meet. I cry weekly in Colombia seeing the things that I see. And I still have to protect my energy because I know that I'm meant to do things on a big level. And when I have money, I can actually give more. I can teach more. I can donate more. I can do more. So you guys don't have to adopt this belief, but I wanted to share it with you because it was powerful. Hold on, question. Do you think having a caring parent verbally give me permission would help too? Yes. Yes, I do. I thought of inviting my dad into this process. Oh my gosh, yeah, he caught you tapping. You did tell me that. There were, yes, I think you get to do both. But here's the thing. Having a parent figure do it for you is amazing, but really at the end of the day, we want to source it from ourselves, right? So both, especially if there's any sort of animosity, I don't know if that's the right word, but like gap or anything between you and your dad, that could be a very healing process. So try both, see what happens. Yeah, I love that. Okay, sorry, we got kind of off track, but I was like kind of responding to this thought of like having to give to everybody and how exhausting that can be and how it wears us out. Okay, so can we go back to this feeling of abundance? And I want you to try to play with this feeling of abundance and see if you can get it to a place that's calm and rooted. Let me know what you need for that. If you need to tap, we'll tap together. But I'm curious what your wisdom is. How do I feel abundant in a way that's calm and rooted and grounded? Like rooted in gratitude almost. Like I am abundant and it feels so good. Guys, I am not gonna lie to you right now. Maybe it's because I'm not feeling great, I don't know, but even this feels a little sensational for me, right? Having this feeling of like everything is an overflow. And my dominant story is like, oh, I don't deserve that. That's a very old story of mine that I'm still working through. And so I want you guys to know that like it's okay to feel this way, but our work is how do we get it to be calm? How is it that it's like, what's the story? I'm worthy, I'm deserving, it's safe. What is it? What do we need to tap in? Can you give some other words for abundance? I keep going to money and it's triggering. So don't think about the word, think about the feeling. For me, abundance is a feeling, right? Do you know what the feeling of abundance is? Like, wow, like I'm so supported, I'm so loved, like everything's flowing, like my cup runneth over. Like to me, it's a feeling. Does that help you or are you still kind of like, no? And the other thing might be like income, revenue. What's the other word? There is another word for abundance. You might help me out here. I'm worthy. Yeah. So it's like, I'm worthy, I'm deserving. So Kelsey, like, do you know what the feeling of abundance feels like? Can you drop the word and maybe just have it like a color or a shape or like a picture? Because sometimes words, they screw us up because our brain has negative connotation to it. I just want you to focus on the feeling, gratefulness. Yeah. So here's how I would look at it. Like abundance is what creates the gratitude. But if abundance is too hard to feel, try tapping into gratitude first and reverse engineering from there. Try to get in with something that feels a little more comfortable. So Kelsey, maybe that's really good for you too. Can we tap into just gratitude of all the things that are going right and all the support that you have, and then try to reverse engineer and be like, from here, can I feel abundance? So for you, it's about feeling abundance. And then for the other two, it's about feeling abundance, not too much, not too overly sensational. Is that making sense to everyone? Because I feel like I've got you guys like on different levels. For me, it's safety. More to reach out to me. I can't help everyone at times. Yeah, yeah, I feel that. So I'm just reading through this comment, which is why I do my groups, but part of me feels sad I don't have to. Yeah, for you, I really think doing parts work with the part of you that wants this. Like I want to do the group, I want to do the low ticket, but like the part of you that feels sad for not doing like one-to-one. Because there is a middle ground somewhere. You just have to figure out what it is. And please note, I'm saying this with love, that allowing this to go around and around, like changing it, like how do I want to articulate this? Like I want to do this, but I can't because then I feel this and that. That is a form of sabotage. Can you choose? So like maybe after you do parts work, can you choose to pick one and go all in? And then if you don't like it, trust yourself to change it or do it differently. A lot of us, I think, are trying to do too many things at once. And it's a way for us to bypass our conscious brain of figuring out what's really in alignment and what we really want. Right? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Yeah. Right, the 7. I know. I've got hardcore 7 attributes as well. Think of the best job you ever had or the most generous gift. Yeah. Okay. All right. So all I want, because we have 3 minutes, but I just want you guys to tap if that's what you need. And I'm just going to say words. If you guys don't like it, just mute me. But I'm going to try to get us all to this feeling of abundance and gratitude that's not overly sensational. Okay. You ready? I'm just feeling, I'm going to start with gratitude. I'm feeling this gratitude in my body. There's so many things I have to be grateful for. So many memories, so many things. I'm so loved. I'm so supported. And I have so many things to be grateful for, whether that's my family or my children or my job, my husband, my animals, whatever. There is so much gratitude here. There is so much beauty here. And then from this place, I get to feel that sense of abundance. It kind of locks in, like this feeling that like everything's just right, kind of like that perfect feeling. We're going to start at the top. I know I'm doing things a little weird today, but just go with me. And as I feel this feeling of abundance, I know that I'm worthy. I know that it's safe. I know that abundance is actually my birthright. Every single human on this planet is born with abundance, with the right to abundance, because abundance is a feeling. It doesn't have to always be a thing. Abundance is a feeling like love and gratitude. It's like feeling that everything is just right. All your needs are met and everything is good. It's a feeling that we can tap into anytime. And it's safe for me to have that feeling because when I tap into that feeling, I actually get to help so many people. I actually get to serve more people because when I'm in this feeling of grounded gratitude and abundance, my mind is clear. I have so many great ideas. I feel so calm, and that calm allows me to feel motivated. Because really, I just need to be motivated and focused on one thing. And that comes from clarity, which comes from calm, which comes from gratitude and abundance. It's safe for me to feel gratitude. It's safe for me to feel abundance. It's safe for those things to give me a sense of calm. It is safe for those things to give me clarity. It is safe for me to have clarity. I am so deserving of clarity. I am so worthy of clarity. I'm so worthy of abundance. I am so deserving of abundance. It is safe for me to feel it now, here and now. Just feeling this grounded sense of gratitude and abundance because I know all the beautiful things that come from it. It's here now in my body and in my experience. And I'm so grateful to be able to feel it in the most calm and grounded way possible. Notice if your body wants to move. And that might be a little sticky, guys. If it feels sticky, go through and watch this or do your own tapping around it. Go through and rewatch this. But I'm curious, on a scale from 1 to 10, how abundant you feel. So drop it in the chat. How abundant do you feel? Good. On a scale from 1 to 10, good, good. Yeah, clarity is a big one. A lot of times, like doing all the things are just not allowing us to have clarity, and somehow we've attached it to like the money, but really it's not, it's just the clarity. Like, it's funny what our brains attach to. Gratitude. Yeah. If you need to start there, start there. Eventually the abundance will come, but maybe to you, abundance and gratitude feel the same. Like, I don't know, like in your body, but it's important for you to feel that in your body. Okay. On a scale from 1 to 10, how safe is it for you to feel abundant? Kelsey, you can substitute that for grateful if you want, but how safe is it? I want safe is number 1. How worthy, how deserving. So 10 being like, yes. So just drop them in the chat. So safety, worthy, good to notice. If it's anything less than an 8, look at that. Deserving. Good. Good. Okay. All right. So from this place, all I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to imagine the version of yourself that already has the money that you desire. Don't overthink it. Just allow her to be there. Is she there? Is she close? Is she black and white? Can you like reach out to her? Like, how close is she? That helps us really gauge our sense of how in tune we are with this higher version of ourselves. Okay. And if she's close, great. And if not, that's okay too. Just notice. But all I want you to do is I want you to imagine that she hands me, or not me, you, she hands you a check with that amount of money on it. Yeah. Yeah. This is very common when you're doing this work. It'll she almost like flickers. I don't know if that's your experience. Yeah, like that. So ask her, what does she need for you to be there, for her to be there and hand you a check? This is your movie. And if it helps, make it into a cartoon. For me, if I struggle with things like this, I make it into a cartoon and then it allows me to do it. I don't know why. For me, that's like a way in. But imagine, like, what do you need to change about the visualization so that she can come closer? Okay, perfect. If she doesn't want to hand you money, I will take clarity because that will come from clarity. So she handed you a crystal. So what are you going to do with the clarity? Now I'm curious. What are you doing this week? And guys, if the money feels too far away or she feels too far away, what can she hand you? She handed her a crystal for clarity. I love that because I know that that's what you need. Drop it in the chat. And if you're just having trouble, you can drop that in the chat too. We hold space for all places here. I love that. And what's so funny is your dominant story has been like, it's too much. I need to slow down and do less. But now you can see the story, right? Yeah. So I'm glad that you got it. You're getting it. And just again, when there's the judgment that comes in, it's my cute brain, my cute body, my cute nervous system. It's not you. No judgment here. Okay. So this was amazing, but it might have been sticky for you guys. So go watch the replay. They're in Podia. All like you just click, you see the video, you click it. Guys, Jen, that you're on the call, I sent it to your personal one. It's in your spam folder because it went to everyone's spam folder. So it'll be from Podia, Podia, and it'll say something like Farron Zanakis community or something like that. You just click and sign up and then you'll have access to all the replays. I only uploaded, I think 10 because the other ones had some stuff in there that I didn't want to, that was when we were doing like more group stuff and I wanted to protect everyone's identity. So everyone said that was cool. So just FYI there. Yeah, I reported that to Podia. They know, they're looking into it because I was like, well, I can't use you guys and email from you guys if everything's going to go to spam. So they're looking into it. My experience with Podia hasn't been great. This is probably not what you guys want to hear, but I may end up changing platforms again because it just hasn't been great. Yeah, Podia. So let me know. It went to Mitzi. Is that it? What, search my name, search Farron and see what comes up because it's like my community that it's inviting you to. And if you guys need to hop off, you can. We're done. But thank you guys so much for showing up live. I adore all of you. Be looking in the Facebook group for announcements about when I'll be doing live trainings. I'm thinking on Thursdays, but I may not start this week. We're going to see how I'm feeling. This, like I said, this morning, I didn't even have a voice. So, but those, I want you to know, you got it. Okay, cool. Those live trainings will be, oh, you don't have it. Okay. I will send it to you IG message. Oh, thanks for subscribing to. Thank you, Kelsey. If you still can't find it, Jen, yeah, it came on July 5th. Thank you. If you still can't find it, DM me and I'll just send you the link directly because everybody else I think got it. But anyways, just so you guys know, the free trainings, oh, you're welcome. The free trainings will be Facebook Live. They are not going to be on Zoom. The only time that you guys will get Zoom access from the free trainings, not these, you guys will stay on Zoom for these, will be the Q&A, the monthly Q&A that you guys get with me, which will be the last, I don't know if I do it on Thursday, it'll be like the last Thursday of every month. And you guys will get exclusive access to be on call with me to get hot seat coaching and Q&A and all the things. That's kind of cool, right? I'm excited about it. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys have the best day and I'll see you next week. Here, send me a message because you have too many IGs. I don't know which one. Just send me a message and say, but either way, just send me a message and I'll respond to it. Okay. All right. Bye, everybody.